Sigma males are the least common of the personality types. It's only logical to ask, why are Sigma males so rare? It seems there should be many more of them. The truth is that they are full of contradictions, and you will see why immediately. Their personality traits often seem as though work against one another to those observing them, when in reality, it's what makes them so unique. But you don't see contradictory personality traits often, and it's only the rare group that earn the type of Sigma. Sigma is a logic-driven personality type, with a talent for solving problems and a focus on accomplishing goals. They are capable of forecasting far out into the future with an astonishing level of accuracy. If you're a Sigma, you've most likely felt misunderstood or different for a good part of your life. You're not wrong. Sigma male is a rare personality type. They tend to be critical-minded, blunt, and focused on getting results, not a recipe for casual conversation. As a result, many of them avoid social settings and focus on ideas, projects, or work. They tend to form deep, close relationships with a small number of trusted individuals, and those friends mean the world to them. Those same traits, however, can make the Sigma a force to be reckoned with. They tend to stand out in just about every field. Let's see why Sigma males are so rare and also the traits that make them appear odd to the outside world. 1. Open-minded while seeming standoffish. Many of Sigma's personality traits are inward-focused. They process information and think deeply, but you can't see any of those things. They don't really talk about what they're thinking, so they come across as aloof and even mean at times. They are pretty much known as being one of the least friendly personality types, and many conclude that they must not be very open-minded because of this. That's not the case, however. Sigma males are extremely open-minded individuals. They think deeply about many situations and topics and tend to be open to interpret anything. But the reason they're so rare is because they never externalize any of this. They're not the type to be outspoken about certain issues, even though they're open to thinking about them and discussing them with a single other person. It's a bit contradictory, and also why this personality type is so rare. Many open-minded individuals want to discuss issues and show others just what they're thinking, whereas Sigma males are content to mull them over by themselves. Sigma males are men of few words. You will almost never find them chatting and gossiping about the little things going on in their lives. And this is because they firstly don't care about small, meaningless things that may no longer matter in a day, but also because they understand the value of protecting their own energy, and there are few things more important to a Sigma male than their own energy. But just because they tend to be quiet types doesn't mean they let themselves get pushed around. 2. Natural leaders but hate leading. I guess hate might be a bit of a strong word for the way they feel about being leaders in any given situation. The thing is, they are natural leaders. They possess all the traits necessary to lead fairly, justly, and correctly. They just don't want to. They prefer to sit back and do things on their own, but are often thrust into leadership positions based on how they appear to others. This is a rarity simply because those who usually lead the best are the ones who want to, and are happy with taking on responsibility as a leader. It's not that Sigma males would make poor leaders, but they lack the desire to stand up in front of people and give orders. But that may also be part of the reason they make some of the best leaders around. The contradiction in this sense is very rare, but also highly valuable. Sigma males can be counted on to do what needs to be done. They have the perfect mix of self-reliance, introspectiveness, and intelligence to figure out any problem and turn something inefficient into something efficient. You would always want a Sigma male on your team. You get the confidence and leadership of an alpha male with none of the downsides of someone with a large and fragile ego that needs constant validation. A Sigma male will never quit regardless of the obstacle or inconvenience. Instead, he will keep working at something until he finds a way around it. They are the types who aren't afraid to go do what needs to be done, because their utmost priority is the goal, not their image. 3. Highly analytical but imaginative. This is one of the rarest qualities Sigma males possess. Not many creative, imaginative thinkers are also highly analytical or logical. Creative types tend to lean one way or the other, but that's not the case with them. They're equal amounts of both, and that leads to some unique and rare interests and skills. They make some of the best entrepreneurs because of these two traits. In order to create something that's not flawed and that's also captivating and unique, you have to be able to think creatively but also logically. The pieces need to fall into place just right, and they excel at this because it's natural for them to balance the two. But this is also extremely rare. It's not that other personality types can't be both imaginative and analytical, but they have to really try to be one or the other. Sigma males do both equally and naturally, making them an anomaly among other personality types. 4. Love deep conversation but not great socializes. This has to do purely with the fact that small talk is the biggest turn-off for a Sigma male. They hate it. You'd think a personality type who loves to talk about issues as much as a Sigma would be great in social settings, but they're actually pretty awkward when it comes to meeting new people. Truth be told, they'd much rather sit with a single person and have a real, meaningful conversation than they would mingle and chit-chat with those they don't really know. And this is a rare trait. Usually, people who are great at conversation tend to be wonderful in social situations. They get along with people really well, and can talk to basically anybody about anything. Sigma males just tend to come off as cold and calculating initially, and this can turn off other people who just don't get it, which makes socializing awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. It's why they do best in jobs where they can work by themselves and don't have to engage in small talk. This rarity makes them incredibly great company if you need someone to talk to, but they're not exactly the life of the party. 5. Logical except with relationships. Relationships are often where they fall short. They're usually extremely logical thinkers and make their decisions based on this. But with relationships, they just can't seem to put their overanalyzing minds aside to get really close to people. It's like they keep others at arm's length because they feel misunderstood. And most of the time, they are. It makes logical sense to avoid judgment this way, but it hinders both romantic and platonic relationships. Emotions play a much different role than thinking does, and it's something that Sigma males just don't like to win. This is a rarity because they use logic and analysis to sort out their emotions, but that's not the way emotions, especially love, work. Failing to figure out their emotions this way can drive them absolutely nuts, and they end up pushing people away to avoid having to deal with it. It's an oddity not many have, and the Sigma males have the most. So why are Sigma males so rare? It mostly has to do with conflicting personality traits that are often misunderstood by the masses. The way these qualities work against each other, and even for each other at different times, makes them the rarest personality type.